Every autumn, the forests of North America come alive with the sound of bugling. It's an eerie, haunting sound that can send chills down your spine. But what exactly is it? Why do elk bugle? The bugling call of the elk, also known as the Roosevelt elk, is one of the most iconic sounds of the wilderness. This trumpet-like call can carry 4 miles across open meadows and through the trees, reaching a volume of up to 100 decibels. That's about as loud as a motorcycle roaring by. But unlike a motorcycle, the elk's bugle is not a man-made invention. It's a natural adaptation that has evolved over millions of years. Elk bugle for a variety of reasons, but the primary purpose is to attract a mate. During the breeding season, which typically occurs in the fall, male elk will bugle to advertise their presence to the females. The bugling is a form of communication that allows the elk to establish dominance and attract the attention of potential partners. Males typically begin bugling at around 5 a.m., when they are most likely to be heard. The bugles can last for several seconds and are often repeated multiple times. But why did the elk bugle in the first place? Why not just use another form of communication? Well, the answer lies in the evolutionary history of the elk. Their ancestors were small proto-elk that lived in herds. To survive, they needed to be able to communicate effectively with each other, especially during the breeding season. The males would compete fiercely for the right to mate with the females. And the ability to make a loud, long-range call was essential for attracting mates and intimidating rivals. Over time, the elk's bugle became more elaborate, and the animals grew larger, eventually becoming the majestic creatures we know today. Elk bugles are not only a means of communication, but also a way of establishing dominance. The size of an elk's bugle is related to its social status within the herd. Dominant bulls will typically produce louder, longer bugles than subordinate bulls. This is because the dominant bulls have larger bodies and stronger vocal cords. In addition, the bugling behavior of elk is also influenced by factors such as age, size, and reproductive status. Younger and smaller bulls are more likely to bugle earlier in the morning and for shorter durations. By contrast, older, larger bulls tend to wait until later in the day to bugle, and their calls are much longer and louder. Bulls that are not yet sexually mature may also attempt to mimic the bugle of a dominant bull in order to confuse rivals or attract a mate. However, their attempts are often unsuccessful, and they are typically driven off by the dominant bull. Female elk also play a role in the bugling behavior of males. During the breeding season, females will often congregate in areas known as the rut, where the males come to display their dominance and attract mates. The presence of females in heat will cause the males to bugle more frequently and at higher volumes. In addition, females will often respond to the bugling of males with a series of snorts and squeals. These vocalizations are thought to indicate that the female is receptive to mating. While the bugling of elk is primarily an auditory phenomenon, there is also a visual component to this behavior. Male elk will often display other behaviors during the breeding season, such as pawing the ground, shaking their heads, and waving their antlers. These displays are thought to intimidate rivals and attract mates. In conclusion, the bugling of elk is a fascinating and complex behavior that is an integral part of their mating system. The ability to produce a loud, resonant call is an essential adaptation for these animals, allowing them to communicate, establish dominance, and attract mates in the heart of the wilderness. So the next time you hear the haunting call of the elk echoing through the forest, remember that it is not just a sound, but a testament to the power of evolution and the beauty of the natural world. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more nature documentaries. Thanks for watching. See you next time.